I'm going to do an insight video today. I've been talking a lot about this concept of diamond consciousness and oneness vibration and oneness frequency and source light creation and higher self, and how all this is integrating at the moment, how all of this is aligning. I've been talking about things like wisdom, deeper awareness, deeper insight, and sort of like how we walk and express, and how the universal laws are very much connected into sort of like source light creation, oneness vibration. Um, Over the last couple of days, I've been getting drawn to Lord Lanto, the Ascended Master, especially related to like the illuminated heart or illumination, and that's very much around again this essence, this source light creation that we're all sort of linked to, born from, and created from. And it's about how we sort of align our consciousness and align our vibration and our frequency with this, and how we start to sort of walk and shine and express this, and the universal law of correspondence is very much connected into this. The universal law of correspondence teaches us the wisdom to know that we're this light, this energy, with this source light creation inside, that we're this vibration, this frequency that lives in the eternal moment, that lives within this vibration of the oneness vibration, which is source light creation, and which is the eternal moment. And in the eternal moment, there's a frequency, there's a vibration, and that is what it is. It's just this vibration, just this frequency, and it teaches us that time is a human concept, but in the spirit, like in vibration and frequency and the energetic world and source light creation and the many different dimensions of reality and light, that the eternal moment is where we constantly create, when we constantly manifest, we constantly dissolve, and we constantly manifest. And this is like this is the universal law of perpetual transmutation. It's very much around transformation. And this universal law is important as well, because it tells us on a level that vibration and frequency, energy is always changing, consciousness is always changing, but it also gives us an opportunity to know that any moment, any time, any second in the eternal moment and the infinite moment, and the infinite sort of like creation and manifestation of source light creation and the oneness vibration, that we can constantly shift, change, transform, and this is where we become connected to alchemy and creation and manifestation. And this is very much sort of like another aspect of the oneness vibration and source light creation. This connects also to Saint Germain, who is the ascended master that brings like the violet flame, which is about transformation and transmutation. It's also sort of when you talk about figures like Merlin, where people talk Merlin and they talk about alchemy, they talk about like the magician and they talk about magic. It's all around this. It's symbolic. It's symbolic to the notion of creation, that we are creative beings, that each of us are born with this source light creation, and we have the wisdom and the understanding and the awareness when we start to connect to our source energy and the oneness vibration, but also when we start to connect to the higher self as well, that opens us up to this infinite wisdom. People talk about things like the Akashic records, of all creation, a library of wisdom and insight, that we can access to gain understanding and wisdom on our soul level, to start to sort of shift, change, remove. People talk about like karma, and they talk about sort of like the fact that many of us as beings have come down here, and through karma we start to move through different lifetimes and dissolve and release. And this is all again part of ascension. Ascension process is coming back to oneness. This is how I see it. I see the ascension process as coming back to oneness, coming back into your source light creation, your source being, and this is the shift. This is the shift for many of us at the moment. We've all been talking about different dimensional realities for a long time. They talk about like the 3D reality, which is the physical reality, and they talk about like the fifth dimension, where it's sort of like heaven on earth, where they start talking about aligning, and what it is it's opening up to the flow, the infinite flow of the universe, the infinite flow of source light creation, the infinite flow of the oneness vibration, that we become one again. We become this one vibration, this one frequency, and this day is very much around sort of, when I'm talking about alchemy, is having the understanding, is having the wisdom that, you know, in the eternal moment, there is no there is nowhere, we're not stuck in anything. We can create, manifest, shift, dissolve, and change. And the more that we can remain in that illumination, or that source light creation, and that universal law of correspondence, the more we can dissolve things and move through them, and remain in that light, remain in that higher frequency, remain in that higher awareness. And this time is very much around it, like the perpetual transmutation, the universal law. It talks about this. All of this is connected to the other universal laws. You've got the universal law of oneness, vibration, frequency. Universal law of inspired action is where you start to build your relationship and open your channel to your higher self, where you receive inspired action from your higher self that's guiding you, and you integrate it, and then it starts to become one. And sort of like one vibration, one frequency, where you open up to your higher self, which opens you up to the oneness vibration, which opens you up to the source light creation, and the source light vibration and flow of all creation, of all beings, of all energies and all realities. And this is what's going on for many of us today. And the more we do this, the more we start to we're able to sort of like connect to the infinite beings that bring the universal teachings, which is the ascended masters, the archangels, the guides, the angels, and they're all working with us on these different vibrations. There's many different beings that work with us. There's many collectives that work with us on this planet, and it's about us opening up to it. The universal law, when I was talking about like the sort of like the fifth dimensional reality, heaven on earth, that's very much connects once again to this diamond consciousness, the union of the higher, the union of the source light creation, the oneness vibration, the higher self, and the union of the diamond consciousness is this integration of the higher self with the human self. So we want to again become these open channels that once again awaken to our own source being, our source vibration, our source frequency. And this is what this time's about, and this is what's happening for many of us. As we awaken to this, we manifest and create in a different way. We create in harmony, we create in oneness, we create with source light creation, but we create in alignment with these infinite beings of reality and vibration. We align with them, we integrate their wisdom and their understanding. And when I was talking about Lord Lanto, and I'm talking about illumination, and so the illumination for me starts in the heart, and it also it's in the third eye. Obviously it is in the crown chakra, because that's the highest spiritual center that we receive as like an energy center within our energetic being and our energetic field. But the second ray with Lord Lanto is the wisdom to express it, the wisdom to manifest and create from the inner source of light, the inner source of vibration and frequency. This brings this infinite wisdom. By being in the inner source, you connect and you open your channel to the higher self, and the higher self is directly connected to the oneness vibration, and it's directly connected to source light creation and source light energy, which is what we're all awakening to. This is the ascension process. And if you see Lord Lanto, there's sort of like there's pictures of him that have got a sort of yellow heart that's illuminated, but he also carries a staff with many different spheres on it, of different colours, of energy centres, and it's very much sort of like it's telling you that going into this inner world is the doorway. It's a key that opens up the door of the infinite, to start to once again be directly connected to source light creation, the oneness vibration, your higher self. But it directly connects you to the infinite, which is again this like horizontal 8, the infinite symbol that just is the flow of the universe that keeps coming in and then flowing out, and that's the infinite cycle of the universe, which is obviously connected to the universal law of rhythm, which is all about cycles of growth collectively, individually, but how we open up. And that's the insight for today.